Welcome everyone, it's Vaporsmith. It's time for some more Raid Shadow Legends. Yes, Raid Shadow Legends. It is time for the clan versus clan tournament to begin. And I probably should stream this. It's time, guys. The time has arrived. Let's get it. Oh, imagine. Just imagine if I get a Helicath. Oh, I want that so bad, dude. I want it. I want it. I want Helicath. Chopper's piece of trash. Sanctum Protector is more food. We're just going to be turning these into food, by the way, if that's all it is. Stone Strider, only useful in the very beginning of the game. Madman, he'd be mad to build him. Hexweaver looks hot, but really is not useful, really, at this phase of the game. An epic! Who could it be? Another Fenax. Fenax is a pretty good epic. I could build him. He's not food by any stretch of the imagination. He's great for stopping people from reviving. Unlike this character, who's now turned into food because I don't have a fusion for her anymore. Perforator? No thanks. Arcanist, this ain't ESO, dude. This ain't ESO. It's not gonna work. Bog Walker, go back to the bog. Your food. An epic! Who could it be? A copy of Broodlord. Not the worst epic, but definitely not what I'm hoping for. And that's even worse. Life Taker doesn't take any lives, otherwise I'd be hype as sin about that character. Tormentor just is something that's not supposed to be in your shards. It just shows up. Likewise with that. No. No. Magma Blood, no thank you. Imagine. Just imagine I get a Sifi. Reliquary Tender is not bad though. I like her. She's one of the best rares in the game. I may be building multiple of her. Harvester, not so much. I'm not building that character. That's food. 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 Well, he can be situationally built, but he is food. This guy's not food, but he's an attack champion. He's mediocre. I still want this guy so bad. I still want him. And that is the farthest from that guy. Well, there's Krakarth. Brand new epic. There's fragments for Quintus. Two more fragments for Mode. Anyway, let's try... Wait a minute, we gotta do more stuff with that account. Let's try to gun for gold, shall we? Alright. Please. Please give me something nutty. I'd love a Helicath. Maybe I want to pick for something more realistic than Helicath. Okay, I need to start making space. First off. As fun as this has been, yeah, so there's those. Krakarth is good. That's Fenax. Fenax is great. There's Tekken 7 that's infested with aliens. Got too many of these. Considering... in the end, they all got to join the 60s pile. That is the truth. That is the grim reality that a lot of people don't understand. These suckers have to join the 60s pile. Eventually, all of them have to join it. That is just the reality. I know it's grim, but that's all the champions I'm going to keep anyway. They've all got to join the 60s pile. They either join the 60s pile pretty much eventually, or they're going to become food. It's inevitable at this point. It is a thing called inevitable. Because I don't have space for these in my roster. I simply don't. I have better versions of them in every way in my roster. That is just the dark reality of it. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but you're just gonna have to bear with me on this one when I tell you that a lot of these other characters I get are not worth their weight in salt. And I'm gonna have to farm up a lot of that food, is what it's gonna boil down to. Because eventually they're all gonna have to boil down. It's like a feeding. They're gonna have to boil down into the 60s. That's what's gonna have to happen. Because 50s doesn't do me any lick of good. Judge, I could build him into a 60. How good he would be, I don't know. But he's one of the better rares. Likewise with Pathfinder, I've got so many copies. It's mind-boggling. Grinner, even less useful. Only a reviver in a pinch. This guy that you only use as a very last resort for bombs. Spy Master, Master of Nothing. I mean, he could do block buffs, but there are so many better options. Again, with Judge. Skink. Skinky. I don't need that. Perforator. Go perforate something else. Calf racked. Nah. And Boltsmith. Well, it's time to let this account grind, I think. I think I'm gonna start with the faction wars. Okay, what do we got? Faction wars is ×2. Okay then. Time to put it in for faction wars then and go to the other one. Cause faction wars is what we want then. I think I need to build up that other guy. I think. Need to build up the llama. We could do that though. After we get the other stuff hatching. Alright. Let's first get this logged in. But yeah, no, we're building up llama. We are building up llama. Cause llama needs help. We've been ignoring llama for a very long time. And since he's holding up the entirety of Faction Wars, let's start with these anyway. I still want a Helicath. I don't care. This character is top drawer. 100%. That's not a Helicath. That's a Templar. I can farm him if I really want a Templar. Pounder, yo, pound something else. Give me a break. Berserker was only useful in the very beginning of the game, really. I mean, it might still be, but I have so many different options now for that. Fencer is just food. Don't build this champ, please. I beg you. I mean, you can build a judge if you want. He's superior to Fencer. But I'm not particularly thrilled with that. He's not making my hype meter go up. And this guy's going to make my hype meter go down even more because the one fusion that he's involved in is bumps down. Quaster. Actually, the fusion's good, but since the fusion isn't here anymore, what's the use? His use has gone down. Ugh. You can go to Elhain. I probably should build an Elhain for Faction Wars. Because that's what she's good for, pretty much. Pounder, no thank you. And him, fun. I don't like him. Let's dream big or go home. And of course, I've got to fix some stuff with that. Who's it? Caden, a copy. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I think this is another copy. Alright. Alright, game. We gotta make space now. Now, you may be asking why I'm not particularly hyped about some of these. Answer is relative to what is useful. Because you have to understand, it's not a copy of any of these other insane characters, for one thing. Because if it was a copy of any one of these, I would be out of my mind. Like, of these top drawer people. But it's not. It's not even close. So, yeah, that's why. It's nothing that's going to make this account any better at all. Like, these guys down, like, all these, like, there's a pecking order, see? There's a pecking order of who is the big MVPs. All of them biggest shots, like the Mithralas and all of that, is up here. There's a pecking order. And unfortunately, all of those other picks you saw are at the bottom. They're at the very bottom. They're not going to carry this account in any aspect. It's not the same thing. Because, like, Mikage carries hard. Mikage is a hard carry. She will carry me everywhere. Not like these suckers. I'll just get rid of one and then use the other one for a fusion because I already built the other one. Let's just dispose of the easy disposes. Because this is to build up Norog. As mad as that seems. Because Norog, to me, has still got a lot of use in him yet. That is the thing. Norog has a thing called uses. And the more uses a character has, the more likely I'm going to build them up and use them. Already have them built, I think. Yeah. Because all that is to help build up the food, which is eventually going to go to the next rank 6, which right now is looking like it's Norog. That's what it's looking like. If the game proves me wrong, then fine. Norog and this guy, like the block buffs people. But Norog was the guy who inspired me to play Raid in the first place, so his priority is higher. A lot higher. As bizarre as this sounds, Mikage is already a MVP, and I don't know what's going on with my game. Stop with the pop-ups. I don't need the pop-ups. Thank you. Thank you. Imagine. Just imagine. Seven shards and a dream. Panthera, not someone I'm building. I'm sorry. Next. Food. She's food. Interceptor. Also food. Skirmisher. Basically food. Unfortunately. She looks good, but she's food. Ifrit. Ugly and is also food. Doomscreech, one of the better rares, although not Seeker. Seeker is superior to him in every way, but he's still good. He's the best rare we've hatched by a long mile. He's actually usable in high-level content, potentially. Unlike this guy, who's probably just food. Again, most likely food. Although I have to look him up to verify that he is. And this guy's basically food, unless there's like some very specific circumstance where he's not food. You know what? I'm gonna go something exotic. Give me something good. That's not good. Imagine, just imagine for a second that was another mythical. That would have been cracked, wouldn't it? Just imagine. Because there was a small chance that that wasn't even a legendary, that was a mythic. That would have been ridiculous, wouldn't it have been? Come on. Nope. Go away with your pop-ups. Stop with the pop. What? Stop. I don't want to kill the pop-ups game, man. Stop with the kill the pop-ups game. It's not cool, dude. It's not cool. It ain't cool, dude. Come on. Oh, that's gonna be churned into food. Yep, pretty much. Alright. Whatever. I still want a Helicath. I still do. Game doesn't like, give me that stuff. Lone Blade, no, that's food. Blood Braid, get out of here. Not interested. Epic, who could it be? Masked Fearmonger, and he's a dupe. Cool beans. I didn't need him. He's not actually that good. Gore Mask. Now, if it was Harvest Jack, who I don't have, then yes. I want that. Slither Brute can go slither somewhere else. Nope. Hill Nomad. No, thank you. Ironclad. Well, we're going to end it there because we're not getting any luck on these. I'm going to eventually... Okay, we're going to be summoning these later. I'm going to start with the dungeons after this. Like and subscribe. I'll see you later.